Good. I pretty much think that went well. Alright. Stream's up, yep. Yep. Hang on. Gotta wait for this stupid ad to get through, of course. I'm just trying to make sure my audio is going through. Yes, it is. Nice. Alright, cool. Alright, well, we shouldn't be too far from starting another race. And we're supposed to have a full grid tonight from what it seems, so that's at least the good news. I'll keep my eye on the Discord, see if anything goes on. So far we got 18. We're supposed to have a full grid at least for tonight. Should be expecting at least a couple more. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, come on, come on. Who else are we missing? Like, here, I think we should just get going. Oh, this is kind of pointless just to wait. Alright, there we go. There we go, the ready up signal. Thank goodness. Alright. Well, let's go. Hello everyone and welcome to round 3 of the America series here on Race Spec Esports. I'm K1997, your commentator for this race, and tonight we are racing at the Bahrain International Circuit for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Opened in 2004 with design by Herman Tilke, it became to be the first track to ever host a Formula 1 race here in the Middle East. This track consists of 3.3 miles and 15 corners and 3 DRS zones that has that leads into the prime overtaking spots of turn 1, turn 4, and turn 11. There are some heavy braking zones, of course, around here around here in Bahrain. More particularly, the tricky areas are turns 8 and turn 10. Turn 10 especially is very easy to lock up the front left tire and also go a bit wide. And also the slow corners create a lot of tricky traction zones around here, so the drivers will have to be mindful of that. So yeah, the drivers will have to be mindful of that. All that, plus the fuel can be a bit of an issue. It's not the biggest issue, but it is a bit of an issue. It does fuel burn a little bit here in Bahrain. And also, I would probably say qualifying should be close to being competitive, but we'll have to wait and see how it all goes out. But before we go fully into qualifying, there is some news to go through first. On the previous race at Canada, there was only 2 incidents that were reported from last week involving Taker Easy and Blotman. Taker Easy was awarded a license point for the qualifying shenanigans according to the steward's verdict, so he would get only 1 license point, so no quality ban. JM, though, had a penalty that he tried to get removed. Unfortunately, he did not provide the race director, so that means his 10-second time penalty remains completely unchanged. In the Drivers' Championship, it's Rebel that's leading the way on 51 points, followed by Gio in second on 40 points. Then it's Coral in third on 30 points. JM in fourth with 28. Professor Phil in fifth with 26. Taker Easy in sixth with 24, along with Lil Nas. Black Bull in eighth with 19 points. Craig in ninth with 16. And then Honeybee rounds off the top 10 with 15 points. In the Team's Championship, McLaren are leading the way on 79 points, followed by Red Bull Racing with 53 points. Williams in third with 47, Alfa Romeo with 40, AlphaTauri in fifth with 37, Ferrari in sixth with 33, Alpine are in seventh with 20, Mercedes are in eighth with 14, Haas in ninth with 6, and Aston Martin rounds it all off. That's it in terms of news. We'll now focus on this quality session. Also, good to see Captain Schmeg now finally back in here. He's racing full-time now in the McLaren. Very interesting to see him in that car. Usually I see him, well, in my time racing against him, would usually be in a Haas or a Williams. So yeah, no, in this case, he's in the Papaya Orange McLaren. So let's see. He will be the first car to do a lap, so let's ride along with Captain Schmeg as he'll take us a lap guide around Bahrain. Down the main straightaway towards turn 1, DRS wide open as he heads into the heavy braking zone of the first corner. Entry speed into turn 1, about just ticking 201, brings it down to third gear, hugs the inside apex, gets to there very good. Through turns 2 and 3, another tricky area as he loses the back end. That's kind of why it's tricky. It's a bit of a slippy little surface there as he heads through turn 4. Down to third gear. We'll keep on board with him. Up towards now turns 5 and 6. Down to 5th. And then into turn 7. Down the hill towards turn 8. Hard on the brakes. Down to third gear. As around the corner. It's a bit of a slow corner. Low traction zone. Got to be very mindful. Up and over the crest through turn 9. Heavy braking into turn 10. Clip the inside apex as best you can. That actually looked very good there from Captain Schmeg. Just the beginning of the lap wasn't the greatest one. Up towards now turn 11. Bring it down to 4th as he brakes before 50. Gets it around the corner, up and over the hill towards turn number 13. This will complete the middle sector here. Brings it down to 4th. And then back on the accelerator, heads up towards the final 2 turns of the racetrack here in Bahrain. Up towards turns 14 and 15. Braking just 75 meters down to 3rd, then short shifts up to 4th. That little kink right there, that is the final corner there on the official track map. Up towards the line, 129.4. Considering that correction he had, that's not bad. He definitely has a lot more time, though, I definitely will say. But yeah, he completely losing the car there at turn 2 and 3. Yeah, definitely cost him so much time. There's Rebel, our current championship leader, making his way up towards the middle sector. Brings it down to 5th and heads up towards turn 8. Brings it down to 3rd gear, that's what I was trying to say. Then goes down to 2nd, then back up the gears as he heads up towards now turn 10 as Gio goes to the top now with a 128.8 in the McLaren as well. Blockman follows behind with a 29.4. Some more times coming on the board. Meanwhile, our championship leader Rebel heads up towards turn number 11, down to 4th. Modulates the throttle up and over the crest towards turn 13. If you want to know the reference to what pole was from Pacific Tier 1, it was a 127.9 by G-Force Crichton, who has been on an absolute tear so far in Pacific Tier 1 from what I've been seeing. Up towards the final 2 turns comes Rebel in that Red Bull car. Around the final corner now, back onto the main straight. Crosses the line. It's only good enough for P2 with a 29.0. He's just behind Gio by 0.2 of a second. See a Bulla hang up towards turn 10, down to 2nd. Hugs the inside in the inside apex there, turn 10, down towards turn 11, open the DRS. We'll head up towards now turn 11, down to 4th. Excuse me, down to 4th. My throat there. Up and over the crest for Blackpool towards turn 13, and then we'll bring it down to 4th. Round turn 13. Gets a very good rotation as best he could. Now heads up to the final 2 turns of the racetrack. Yeah, so far, we've only got 1 time on the board that's in the 128, and that was thanks to Gio there with a 28.8. What's Black Bull going to respond to? Looks like it's going to be a 31, I assume. Yep, 31.7 for him. The Alfa Romeo of, I think that's Country Dawn coming back into the pits. That's Jay on an outlap. He's just laying Ferrari through. Who's also on an outlap? That's Harm Assist. Jay is on the... Oh, I thought he was on medium tires for a brief second from where the glare was, but no, he was on the soft tire. Yeah, and everyone's all on the softs. Apart from Star Harmony, he did his time on the medium tire. He's the only one that did his time other than a soft tire. Armistice begins his flying lap. Up towards the first turn comes the Ferrari driver. Brings it down to 3rd, modulates the throttle. Oh, the back end of the car was complaining there, as Martin Brundle would say, if the back end of a car were complaining. Up towards turn 4, as he heads up and over the crest, brings it down to 4th. Usually it's a 3rd or 4th gear corner. I haven't seen drivers mixing that bit a little bit there in terms of what gear uses they want. It's usually 3rd or 4th I've seen them do. I usually use it as 4th gear in preference. Up towards turn 8, down to 4th gear. Interesting. Does not go down to 3rd. Usually it's a 3rd gear corner around turn 8. Now heads up towards turn 10. Interesting gear choice. Now brings it down to 3rd. That's definitely a common gearing there for anyone to do around turn 10. Usually 2nd or 3rd gear corner there at turn 10. Up towards turn 11. Brings it down to 5th. Usually that's kind of reasonable. So he kind of tends to use a bit of higher gears, it seems, a little bit there from Harm Assist. He's had some areas where he's gone 1 gear higher. As I think there, that was someone that came across the line. That might have been Trevor, I think, in the Alpine, doing a 30.8. Harm Assist, though, will complete his lap. Let's see what the time will be for him. It's going to be a 130.5. Puts him into P6 for now. Taker Easy starts his flying lap. Snaz and Spy on their laps, I think. Or no, Spy's on an out lap according to the timing screen. Naz, though, is not on a out lap. And I think someone has just improved there. I'm not sure. Oh! That is Dirty Diesel there. Spinning at turn 11. Breaking the board as well. Poor board. Hopefully there's no cars around. No, he's all good. Probably way too far away for him to do anything. So, yeah. I couldn't quite catch who actually was improving there. Oh, I think that was Jay. That's who it was. He did a 29.3. Okay, that explains it. Professor Phil, up towards the final 2 turns comes the other Ferrari driver, up towards the final couple of corners for car 26. Also used to be Daniel Kvyat's number when he was racing in Formula 1. Up towards the line comes Professor Phil. It's going to be 130.2 for the Ferrari driver. And next to across the line will be Mr. Nas, I think. Yes, it is. He does a 30.3. Still got yet 2 times to be set on the board. That's one of them at least. Take her easy in the Alfa Romeo. Up towards turns 14 and 15. Someone has just gone up there. I think that was Subfalime doing a 29.7 in the Mercedes. Take her easy though out of the final corner. Comes the Mexican driver to complete the lap. We'll do a 130.4. Puts him into 11th position for now. Let's see. Here are the top drivers. Oh, hello. That was a Ferrari glitching on the middle of the racetrack there. I've just noticed there. Alright, Gio, currently sitting on pole with a 28.8. The only driver to be in the 28 range. His heads up through the gears, up towards turn 4, opens DRS. And let's see what he's got here. Peaks it at 7th gear, brings it down to 3rd. Apex speed of about 76 miles per hour. Entry speed was about 180 plus miles per hour. Gio is up by just about half a tenth to the first sector, as Rebels making his way up to the first sector timing split. Captain Schmig also getting ready for a lap as well. Gio up towards turn 10 comes the McLaren driver. Brings it down to 3rd gear, 2nd gear. Round turn 10, locking up as well in the process. He did see a bit of tire smoke coming from the Papaya McLaren. Up towards now turn 11. Again, not reaching 8th gear. Decides to peak it at 7th gear. Heads around turn 11. 12. Flats out through turn 12. Clock says he's up by just over a tenth and a half to the middle sector. With that sort of improvement, he can definitely get into the 128.6s. He just needs to get through this final corner here of turn 14 and 15. Comes the McLaren around the final corner. Up towards the line comes Gio. What will the time be? It's going to be a 128.6. So he has improved by just over a tenth and a half. But Rebel, though, he's up by 4.5 tenths. That's definitely going to be close between those two for the start of qualifying. Around the final corner now comes Rebel. Down the main straightaway. Crossing the line. Is it going to be enough? Oh, wow. He actually lost time in that final sector. He lost 3 tenths as Blotman spun at turn 11. Wow. I did not think that would be possible there. He lost 3 tenths in that final sector. Captain Schmeg, though, does improve to a 3rd with a 29.0. Blotman, though, has spun, like I mentioned, so he'll try again later in qualifying. Something else I haven't mentioned, too. Blotman is also, if I remember correctly, is also using no line. Especially his first season doing no line as well, so it's kind of makes sense a little bit why his pace is not entirely where he wants to be. But so far he's making a decent effort right now at 5th. Let's see. Trevor starting a lap. Dirty Diesel and has invalidated the lap. Country Dawn to the middle sector. What are you up to? You're down by 9 tenths. Bola goes into pit lane. Let's see here. Drag King up to the middle sector comes the Haas. Clock says for him, he's up by just nearly 2.5 tenths. He definitely could get into the 129.7 to get ahead of Subflame. He also gets a bit of a sneaky toe as well from a Ferrari. I believe that probably would be harmless considering that Phil is in the pit lane. Up to the main straight to cross the line. P6 then for Drag King with a 29.9 or 29.5, sorry. As also the Haas, or goodness me. Also the Ferrari coming right behind him as well. He gives a little bit of a sneaky toe, it seems, to Harm Assist as he heads up through turns 2 and 3. He's got about 4:15 to go in qualifying here in Bahrain. Harm Assist up to the first sector, down to 4th. As there's a random yellow flag, and that is a Haas improving. That would be Style Harmony moving up to P7. Harmesis, though, is up by just over 1/10 of a second to the first sector as he heads around turn 8. Let's see. JM back out already. That's quite early, I would say. I don't think the track is quite that ramped up just yet. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time for that to happen. Oh, hello. That's Sterry Diesel moving about, I guess. Nissan's on a outlap, or starting a lap, I should say. Harmesis around turns 11 and 12 comes the Ferrari. What will the clock say for car 3? He is up by just nearly 4/10 with that sort of improvement. I think he can crack himself into the top 10. Ahead of maybe ahead of his teammate. Up to the final 2 turns comes the Ferrari around the final corner. Back onto the main straight. DRS wide open, crossing the line. It's going to be P8. He actually improves by 6.5 to move up to 8th place. I think with that sort of time on the clock, I think that could be qualifying done for Mr. Harmesis. Jack came back into pit lane. He should have enough time to go for another run. Blockman on an outlap, JM on an outlap as well. They'll be getting ready. Same with Rebel and Gio, who's currently staying on pole position. Jay will get started very shortly for the Williams car. See where he fares here as he makes his way out to the final corner, back onto the main straight, and we'll begin what could be his final lap. If he does make a mistake, though, he has enough time to go for another run. If he does have enough fuel in the car, that is. Towards turn 1 comes the Williams car, down to 3rd, clipping the curb a little bit there at turn 1, but he gets through there alright. Up towards turns 2 and 3, opens DRS towards turn 4. There's the Alpine in front of him. I think that might be Trevor on a flying lap in front of him. Up towards turn 4, around turn 4, through the middle set, first set of the clock says. He's down by just over 1/10. Yeah, that's a big time he has to find if he wants some sort of improvement. Out of turn 8, up towards turns 9 and 10, 6th gear, brings it down to 3rd. Hogging the inside, doesn't lock up, very good driving there around that corner. Gio has just started his flying lap as he makes his way through turns 2 and 3 on the mini-map as the Williams of Jay heads around turns 11 and 12. Let's see what the clock says for him. Does he have some sort of improvement here on this lap? He does, actually. He found actually 2/10 in that middle sector. He's up by now just over 1/10, but he's got the Alpine just in front of him. Hopefully that will not hamper his lap, and he does get out of the way. Good. That's good awareness there by the Alpine driver. Out of the final corner. Back on the main straight comes Jay, crossing the line. It's always good enough for 4th. Still 4th place with a 29.0. Captain Schmeg on an outlap. Rebels up by 85 thousandths to the first sector. Gio makes his way up towards the middle sector as he heads around turns 11 and 12. 30 seconds left on the clock. This is their final flying laps for everybody. Gio to the middle sector is up, but only by 3 thousandths. There's not a big improvement there by the McLaren driver. Rebel there is going to get a bit of a sneaky toe, it seems, from Blockman because he's right in front of him as he heads around turns 11 and 12 and loses the back end again. Another big mistake by the Mercedes driver. That definitely could be it. Oh, he's actually found time, ironically. Gio, though, does go to the top even further with a 28.5. Rebel, though, up by 1/10. Remember, he lost 3/10 on that final sector. I think with Blockman's help here, he might be able to improve on this lap. We'll wait and see. Of course, these two were teammates in Alpine for a couple of seasons. Crossing the line. It's enough! It's enough for Paul with a 28.4. He's done it. Wow. Big improvement. But Captain Schmeg up by 2/10. Keep your eyes on him. Maybe he could get some sort of improvement. Subfaline down by 2nd. I think we'll keep our eyes on Captain Schmeg. I think he can make some sort of improvement here. Let's wait and see. Up towards now the middle sector. The clock says for Captain Schmeg, he's still out by 2/10, but that's not enough, though, to get to his teammate or to Rebel. Let's see how much more time he's got here in this final sector. Up towards the final 2 turns of the racetrack. Around the final corner. back onto the main straight for Captain Schmeck. Opens DRS, crossing the line, and it's only good enough for third. He actually missed out by 0.2 of a second for Captain Schmeck. Wow, that's very good lap indeed from Captain Schmeck. I will say for his standards. Take your easy 12th position there with a 29.9. And that's qualifying done, and Rebel is on pole here at Bahrain by just under a 10th. Oh no, and there's a Williams behind. Hopefully that doesn't give him a grid penalty. Knowing the stupid game. Sublime is yet to cross the line. Nope, he's going back into the pits. Nope, goodness, this is Rebel. Does not have to worry about that. Gio back into pit lane. Yeah, only 3 drivers in the 28s. There, plebs. Only 3 drivers. Yeah. If that was my time from, because I do another league on Wednesdays, because we raced at Bahrain a week ago, if I put that time, because I think my time was at 28.3 or something like that, that actually would have put me on pole by about a 10th of a second. That's flipping close. From the top 3. So yeah, 87,000 separating between Rebel and Gio. Top 2 in the championship or top 2 in Bahrain after qualifying. Captain Schmeck on his debut for this season starts P3. A very strong qualifying from Captain Schmeck. Nonetheless, yeah, that's probably the strongest I've ever seen him do so far as of recently. Let's see. 4th is Jay, Blotman 5th, Strike King 6th, Professor Phil 7th, Sublime 8th, 9th Nusunaz, Harvest is 10th, Dear Diesel 11th, Take Her Easy, Style Harmony, Dirt Too Saucy, Country Dawn, Sparty, Black Ball, and Trevor. Yeah, I saw poll from last night was like a 27.9. Well, it was actually a close one from Seb and Crichton. I remember Seb deliberately disqualified himself and he decided to start from the back. I reckon if Seb didn't do that, I think he would have given Crichton a run for his money in that race. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, probably like our 28.3s would have been like pretty much close to one another. I think what was pull from Open Series 2-1? Like a 28.2 from Spicer? I think if I put my time around there, I think it would have put me at least top 5. Funny enough. Yeah. Yeah, I used like a setup from... Oh goodness, it's an old setup I had from like the start of the game. It's actually from Limitless's setup. Like I used like 36 wings, but I heard like apparently that's too low. 28.1, thank you. Oh, that was 28.2. But anyway, I knew it was like in the low 28s. But anyway, yeah, I used like a 36 wings, and yeah, like I remember chatting about that with ACW. It was like, oh, that's a little bit too low. And whatever, because like he said he was using like higher wings from like the front, like he was like 39, 34, something like that. I thought that was a bit, I would thought that would have been a like too high, but it does make a little bit of sense considering how Bahrain you definitely need that sort of front end around the middle sector. 50-43. There you go. That's crazy. I never thought higher wings were better around this place. Consider you got 2 long straights. You got the main straight and then you got the back straight at the exit of turn 10, leading up to turn 11. It's not longer than the front straight, but still, it's about a decent size. But I kind of get it. Yeah, we'll see how these boys crack on here for this race for sure. 29 laps, should be one stop, of course, as it has been every race at Bahrain. I think I remember in 2019 it wasn't that way, though. It used to be a two-stop strategy. Or, well, if you were starting the softs, but they burned so quickly. Yeah, because you had to start on the medium tire if you wanted to have a better chance for a one-stop in those sort of races. Good old 2019. I do miss that game sometimes. And 2020, that was also a pretty decent game. Hopefully 24 will be alright, but, I mean, I have my doubts with Codemasters. I mean, I've had them ever since 22 and 21, probably a bit more than that. But I think this is the worst of it, really. 'Cause, yeah, 24 they said, like, they were doing some other things with the handling. And then apparently they're making a career mode overhaul, whatever the hell that means. I mean, I hope that means the career mode will be decent, but we'll see. Anyway, here we go. We got the 5 red lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix. 29 laps to go, and we're lights out and away we go here at Bahrain. Very quick start there as Rebel leads the way into the first corner ahead of Gio. He gets it in front of his teammate down towards turn 1. Jay down the inside of both McLarens there into turn 1. Sending it in. There comes the Williams. Rounds turn 2 and 3. The McLaren, though, Gio holding his ground as they make their way up towards turn 4. Some shuffling towards the back. A Haas running wide there out of turn 3. Everyone trying to get through relatively alright as best they can. No other oh, that's a bit of a shenanigan there. That's Saucy there going a little bit slowly there at the exit of turn 4. He's now alongside Sparty as they make their way towards 6 and 7. They get through relatively alright. Sparty concedes. Yellows are out. That is for Black Bullet, who has spun there at turn 6. Ouch. Turn 6 leading up to turn 5 leading up to turn 6. Tires, meanwhile, Rebel is on the mediums, though he's gained a 1.4 second lead already after just the first sector and a half. As they're making their way to the middle sector comes Rebel. 1 second margin between himself and Gio. Gio's on the hards, though, in fairness to him, but he's still trying to hold his ground, but he needs to catch up to Rebel. He doesn't want to lose out to DRS to him. Drag King in 4th, a good start for him. Captain Schmeg, though, has had a bit of a shocking, not much of a shocking start, but he's dropped down quite a bit. He's now down to 5th place after starting in 3rd on the grid, so he's lost 2 spots. Blockman, though, has gained, I think, about 1 spot. I'll have to look at that if I'm correct. Yeah, we complete the first lap. As Captain Schmeg looking to the inside, can't do anything there on Drag King. Has to stay behind, but meanwhile, though, Nas looking very interested there on Subfeline. But he's not close enough to do anything. Yellows are out. Captain Schmeg, he's had an incident. Oh no! Oh, that is. I said oh no because he was nearly getting close to the Alfa Romeo. Oh, he must have had a moment there coming out of turns 2 and 3. He lost a lot of time. In fact, now he's alongside Subfeline as they make their way through the middle sector. Not a great start from the McLaren driver whatsoever. From 3rd now down to 8th after just the first lap and a half. Yeah, I don't know if he was helped or did he just lose it by himself, but yeah, either way, he's got work to do, Captain Schmeg. Yeah, it's not easy, though, if you're not in DRS range either. If you're not in that DRS range, you are a sitting duck, as I have seen in many other times, either racing or commentating here at Bahrain. The gap right now is 1.1, so Gio needs to close that gap up. Here's what the battery situation looks like. He's burned almost a lot of it, as Rebel has used only about half of that. So that's the fastest lap. That's actually now Gio that gets it. And he's under 1 second of that DRS range, so he can get DRS down towards turn 4. So he will be able to do so. Blockman, though, does not have that. He's in a bit of trouble. In fact, he's got Professor Phil over the back of him. Phil is now all over the back of the Mercedes-Benz. Up towards turn 4 we go. Can he close up and line up attack? He's going to line up a pass here to turn 4. Down the inside, his yellow flies out. Down the inside he goes, and he gets in front. That might have been Harvesters having an incident there at turn 3. And with him and Trevor, I think that's what the yellow flags were for. But either way, Phil moving up to 5th, already ahead of Blotman now. And now Taker Easy's getting a bit of a train forming here. It's JM though, right on the back of Gio, up towards turn 11. And Gio losing time though to the Red Bull driver. He doesn't have a great deal of battery either, as Blotman gets Phil back at turn 11 to the inside. Phil trying to respond as he tries to counter to turn 11. Does he look? No, he's not close enough. I think if I remember correctly, he said he's using no racing line. I think that's why his pace has been somewhat off. Plebs. I did say that earlier during qualifying, but yeah, in case you wanted a refresher. Alright, well here comes Taker Easy. He's under pressure from Captain Schmeg, trying to gain whatever ground he lost. He's also out of battery as well. You can see the flashing red light. There's contact as well between Taker Easy and Captain Schmeg. Captain Schmeg stays in front, but unfortunately he's going to get countered with DRS from Taker Easy. Into turn 4 we go. Down the inside comes the Alfa Romeo. Oh, that's contact. He turned way too early, it seems. I think they're from the McLaren. That was a little bit earlier than I expected. And unfortunately, though, loses a spot there to the Alfa. Up towards turn 8 we go. Looking inside. He's trying to get in. He's kind of half-assing the move, if I'm totally fair. He doesn't get through. Yeah. The only unfortunate thing is I don't think he has the straight line speed compared to Taker Easy. But yeah, once you're stuck in that DRS train, it's really hard to gain some time back. Meanwhile, though, Gio losing time to the race leader, Rebel. Rebel, of course, won by a comfortable margin about the other night at Bahrain in the realistic league that we do, America Formula Performance. Gio might have got a warning there that he definitely had 4 wheels over the white line there at turn 15. And now coming under pressure from Jay as they make their way up towards the first turn. He won't be close enough to do anything. Drag King, though, is not... Well, he's kind of far away-ish. He's about 2.1 back. Blotman trying to hang out. He clipped the curve and losing the back end there at turns 1 and 2. Up towards turn 4 we go. Phil still right in the back of the Mercedes. He's not close enough to at least do anything there to turn 4. Oh, side-by-side action here, I see. Captain Schmeg overtaking Taker Easy there into turn 4 and 5. He's got the move done. Lock up there, that's probably from Blotman or Professor Phil. Alright, so now Captain Schmeg can try to see if he can get some ground up, make up some ground, at least for whatever he lost. He's not going to get up towards the front, though, I would imagine, because he is quite a ways back from Phil and from Blotman. Missing the apex there a little bit here. I'll take her easy. He's got sub-full line for company, who is on the soft tire. I forgot to mention that. He's the only driver on the soft compound tire in this race, and he is right on the back of his gearbox. I see he's repping that Fire McLaren helmet as well. Yes, sub-full line, because usually he's in that car. Not on this occasion, though. He's in a black Mercedes-Benz. He's got DRS, lost a lot of battery to play with. He used a little bit, but he doesn't have straight line speed compared to Taker Easy. And he won't be close enough to do anything there into turn 1. Up towards turns 2 and 3. Yeah, stuck Taker Easy in a bit of a Mercedes sandwich, if you want to say. Can't do anything there. Missed apex there from turn 4 for Taker Easy. That's kind of what I meant to say. Round the S's. Up towards turn 8. Ooh, again, that looked like a real lockup, I think, there. from the Alfa Romeo. He's definitely out of DRS range now from Captain Schmeg. He's 1.1 seconds behind. There's also in the background there, Nas and Saucy battling away there for 10th position. Or is that, no, I'm sorry, that's Sparty. That's what I'm looking at. That's Mr. Nas. He's actually, I didn't quite see him there behind. I thought he was a bit ahead than there. Take her easy. Has he got, I think he's going to get DRS here. He should be able to. Yep, rear wing open. But he didn't have the greatest run, though, compared to Subfalime. Here he comes, inside move. Light up a pass here on the Alfa Romeo. Goes down the inside. Goes the Merc. Can't get the exit, though. Doesn't have the traction. Not the cleanest exit. Up towards turn 4. They both still get DRS. There's Nas right behind. Moves to the right-hand side. Now he can't do anything there. But Subfalime does get ahead up to 8th. Yeah, some battles here for the Myers. Point scoring places out in front, though. Rebel still leading the way, 2.1 seconds. Not the biggest of margins, but still a good-sized margin from the Rebel driver to the McLaren driver. There's JM with DRS. He'll try to close up on Gio. Drag King has just kind of been on his own lonely race. Really, he hasn't really caught up. Yellow flags. Oh, hello. That's Harmacist. Harmacist has he come together with Trevor? Because it looked like they both had some kind of incident. No front wing damage from the Alpine. No front wing damage from the Ferrari. But something definitely happened to those two, I think. There at turn 8. Captain Schmeg, though, now has got Subfalime with DRS behind. Subfalime also pulling away, though, from Take Her Easy. Funny enough, though, I'm surprised that Subfalime's still going on those soft compound tires. Actually, I just remembered something, too. I'll hold that thought for just a brief moment. It's out, around the outside goes Take Her Easy. On Nas into turn 1, into turns 2 and 3. Doesn't get the move done, but he'll Take Her Easy will have DRS towards turn 4. Moves right. Ooh, that was a bit late, if I'm totally honest. Doesn't get it done. I was going to say, though, from the race I did last week, there was someone I remember that did, like, the soft stint till lap, oh goodness, I want to say till lap 13 or 14, which I was not expecting. I'm thinking Subfalime's going to try to go from the softs to the mediums instead of soft to hard. But if he does, he has to really make those soft tires last. And meanwhile, these two have still been in a little bit of a scrap. Phil and Blotman battling away here. Blotman, oh, gee whiz, he is really fighting that Mercedes hard. You can see how he just lost the back end at that corner. Meanwhile, his teammate, though, gets in front of Captain Schmeg, who moves up into 7th, but that's not going to last very long, because he's going to come back at him, Captain Schmeg, with DRS. Down the main straight. And yeah, I don't think there will be anything that Subfalime can do. Yeah, nothing he can do at all. Not close enough. Nas looking for a move. Ooh, that is quite tight. That was very tight indeed. Phil down the inside of Blotman into turn 4. Blotman has the outside line. Blotman keeps the spot for now. Oh, he misses the apex wide. He was very wide. That's compromises his run through turn 6 and 7. Around the outside goes Professor Phil. He tries to get him at turn 8 around the outside. Can he get it done? The answer is yes. He moves back ahead of the Mercedes. Wow, he missed the apex big time there at turn 6. Captain Schmeck still keeping the spot on sub for line. Can't really do anything there, can the Mercedes driver. Spy finally away with Saucy. Country Dawn, still keeping 13. Harmony. Trevor's still in the false point scoring spot. At least that's the good news for him. Rebel, though, meanwhile, maintained his lead, a 2.8 second lead over Gio, who's still under pressure from Jay with DRS. Jay, of course, will be going to the hard tire. Same with Rebel as Blotman moves past Professor Phil again. These two have been exchanging places here on throughout the entirety of this race so far. Let's take it easy. Now has pressure from Mr. Nas. It goes down the inside of turn 1. He doesn't get the move done there into turn 1, but Nas, I think, will try to counter through turn down the second straight towards turn 4. It should do so with ease, and he does do so with ease. AlphaTauri moving up into 9th. Oh, but runs a bit wide. The Alfa Romeo has a good exit speed. He's in the inside. They give each other room. That actually was quite respectful there from both of them. Not staying in front, but at least for now. Good bit of driving, though. That was respectful driving by both Take Her Easy and Mr. Nas. Oh, that was close. There from Take Her Easy there to turn 10. It looked like it from that angle. Maybe it was a different story. I'm not sure. Rebels now increased the lead now to 3.3 seconds over Gio. Yeah, he's looking quite good. Yellows are out. Black Ball again having more yellow flags. He is not having fun here in Bahrain. Him and Dirty Diesel are far, far back. I'm probably guessing because they must have sustained some sort of damage on the opening lap. Yeah, I remember Ball getting involved in that incident at turn 5. I'm not sure if Diesel had damage before, but I'm going to guess he did from where his gap is. Those two are definitely going to need a safety car if they're going to get back into this race. Take Her Easy to the outside. Gets the move done, but he's not going to get DRS though. The reason being is because Nas was behind him going to the detection zone. And there you go, that's why he's got the other rear wing open. Up towards turn 4, yeah, nothing the Alfa Romeo can do about that. Meanwhile, this battle's still going on for 5th, Blotman and Phil. Oh, rear lock up there from Blotman. That thing was sideways. Blotman must be really having some kind of setup that's like really pointy. Based off of how the car is back. Oh, look at that. That thing is moving like a shopping trolley, as Lane would say, if he saw a car moving around. It's just moving all over the place. Ball is retired in the pits. He has had enough. Calling a night here in Bahrain. And becomes our first retirement of this race on lap 11. DRS open for Phil. Closing in on Blotman. Closing, 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 closing. Easy, get it. Oh, does not send it. You know, he could have actually still get DRS even if he did try to send it. Tough alignment of the pits. There's more yellow flags now. That's probably because it's Ball's AI, I think. Blotman up towards turn 4. Phil looking inside. Whoa, I don't think there was contact. It looked like just Blotman lost the rear. I want to say. Still keeps the spot. But yeah, has not managed to break away from Phil whatsoever. Again. That thing is sideways everywhere it goes. It's crazy to see that. It seems like at any corner exit or anything, Blotman just seems to lose the rear everywhere he goes. It's honestly incredible to see. I mean, not incredible for him, but it's just, I'm saying incredible because it's like everywhere you go, you see him just lose the rear. Take her easy. Nas still close to one another. Alright, well, let's see if we get another move for the position. Again, another moment there for Blotman, and DRS will be open for Phil. Right on the back of the Mercedes. Now alongside and in front. He now moves up into 5th again. But Blotman will counter that with DRS down towards turn 4. Oh, again, the car just losing it. You know, I see that a lot with Crichton in a Mercedes. I think I'm seeing that now with Blotman in a Mercedes. And now take her easy down the inside on the AlphaTauri of Nas. Nas tries to fight back there into turn 5 through 6. Around the outside he goes. Yeah, these guys have been battling away non-stop. Same with these two, Harmony and Country Dawn. We haven't had much of them because they've been close to each other, one another on track as of recently. Blotman getting close, not close enough. What about these two here? Oh, hello. Now, oh, goodness me, a Star Harmony invents a new racing line there, the exit of turn 10. Goes off the racetrack, but gets back on. I don't know if he was helped from that. He must have been helped, I'm gonna guess. Oh, Take Her Easy is spun. Take Her Easy is spun there at turn 12. How have you done that? From where the car was, he went completely off. There goes Blotman on Phil. How on earth have you done that? Take Her Easy. He's also got a damaged front wing as well. No end plate on the Alpha. Well, that's it for his battle between himself and, oh, goodness me, now I forget now. I think, oh, it's him and Mr. Nas, that's right. Nas is in the pits as well. There goes Subfalime ahead of him, who's just battling away with Trevor on Old Hards. Should be a straightforward move here for the Mercedes car. Yeah. What do you know? Straightforward move. Down the inside, no grip from the Alpine. If I would guess Rebel and Blotman would go back to being an Alpine, I don't think they would want to do it for 2024, considering how ugly the thing is. And honestly, that Alpine is a travesty of a car. The 2024 Alpine. It's a tragic car, really. Like, I've been saying to some friends and all that about the car, it looks like to me like some kid just like splat paint on the carbon fiber is what it looks like to me. Gio's in the pits, JM in the pits, so they're gonna go from the, well, Gio's going to the medium, and Jay will go to the hards to the end of the race. So yeah, this will be an undercut attempt to get it closer to Rebel. Captain Schmeck still staying out on those hard compound tires. Hasn't pitted yet. And Spy down the main straight. He hasn't pitted yet. Country Dawn hasn't pitted yet. But he's battling away with Style Harmony into turn 1 as the Haas gets in front of the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, Phil's just coming out as well. He's ahead of Subfalime. So yeah, this will be an undercut attempt for him on Blotman. Was that as the driver he is battling with. That's Nas on Saucy here. Saucy not close enough to do anything here on Mr. Nas. Hang on. Like, see Nas's pit stop. No, he didn't get a front wing change, so he must have somehow got away with whatever happened between him and Take Her Easy. I don't know if, like, it still baffles me how far he went there at turn 12. He went so far off. Alright. Yeah, Gio's already built up a gap to Jay, a 4.2 second margin. Yeah, it helps with lower feeling, a little less feel in the car. Definitely for sure. Into the pits now comes Captain Schmeg to get off the hards and get onto a set of mediums. Yeah, he's had a bit of an unlucky race, has Captain Schmeg. Started from third, was down towards the rear of the top 10, and that's seems like is the best he's probably going to hope for, really. Yeah, Blotman hasn't pitted yet. Neither has anyone in the top 3. They have not pitted yet. There's Phil. There is Subfalime. There's Captain Schmeg right behind Subfalime. Subfalime making a pretty big undercut on Captain Schmeg. So he's going to try to make up that ground as best he can. He's on the medium tire now. Better hope that Trevor doesn't get involved in this sort of situation. He still hasn't pitted yet, by the way. You saw him waving a little bit there, Captain Schmeg. That's just because he's just trying to get temperature into the tires. Thankfully, it's not 2022 where it's hard to get tires up to temperature for about half a lap. Armistice down the outside. He gets in front and gets DRS as well, probably because he was behind the Aston going to the detection zone. Take her easy down the inside of Dirty Diesel. He gets in front. There you go. He's now up into 16th place. Keep your eyes on the gap of the leaders. Gio is 24.9 seconds behind Rebel. That's what it looks like. Rebel has not come into the pits as of yet. I'm gonna guess he's gonna try to go for a medium soft strategy. Gio sets fastest lap, a 32.1 from the McLaren. I think if I remember correctly, around this place, I think it's about a 25-second pit stop time loss. This buddy goes into the pits now. But yeah, that's your gap between first and provisional second. Sparry goes onto the medium tire. Trevor will do the same. He'll go onto the medium tires to the end of the race. Country Dawn still in the back of Saw Army. They've been battling for some time, but they haven't pitted yet. They've got about 16 laps on those hards, as the pair of them. Trevor will come out right about where Dirty Diesel is. The battle for 16th place. So far, Armistice is securing the final point scoring position in 15th. Won't be a bad race at all, just score some points, of course. Into the pits goes Rebel. After doing the 17 laps on those mediums, he's going to the softs. I think this is similar to what he did in Formula Performance the other night. He's going to do the same thing again. Drag King in. Blotman comes in. Gio stays out. Of course, he pitted a bit ago. Gio coming down the main straight. Where is the Red Bull? He turns off the pit limiter, and there is the McLaren in front of the Red Bull. He gets the undercut to work, but Rebel's got fresh, soft tires that he's going to try to go to the end of the race. He's got to have to make that strategy work, though, to do so. Meanwhile, though, that's Drag King. He's in the midst of his teammate. He's actually in front of his teammate, actually, I should say. Phil has got a massive undercut on Blotman as well, so that's a big time thing for him. Down the inside he goes on Style Harmony. He was on those old hards. Nothing much he could do. But yeah, Blotman 2, following Rebel strategy, interestingly enough. They're both doing the same strat of medium softs. Even if they're not teammates, they're still doing the same strategies. Right now he is on the back of his teammate, Subfalime. He's got a lot of traffic, though, to negotiate, though, Blotman. I don't think, though, Subfalime will he shouldn't put too much of a fight, knowing Blotman's pace. But Subfalime just pulls away. Like, he pulled away from his teammate. Okay, so it makes sense that Subfalime has more straight line speed compared to his teammate. Rebel now takes the lead of the race ahead of Gio. That's kind of expected since he is on the soft tire. Jill will try everything he can to keep up, but right now it's going to be a bit difficult. He will need to hope for those tires to at least fall off a cliff. Like, quickly, I'd say. And into the pits goes Harmony and Country Dawn. They'll get off those tires respectively. Blockman still occupied from Subfalime. Down towards turn 4. Subfalime really making it hard on his teammate. He's battling hard into turn 4. Blockman though goes around the outside, but he cannot make the move on his teammate. That's not good news for Blockman. He has to get by his teammate if he wants a good chance of maybe scoring a good position. He was battling with Professor Phil. Right now he's battling his teammate for 7th place. Oh, he tried to go for a Fernando Alonso-ish move. Crisscrossing there at turn 10. He's going to have DRS. Now he gets by his teammate. He really didn't make it easy for him whatsoever. I don't think Blockman would be too happy about that either, considering that he's on soft tires and fresher tires as well. Rebel, meanwhile, sets fastest lap of the 30.1. Yeah, dude is pulling away at the moment. But yeah, he's got to make sure those tires do not fall off a cliff. Alright, Blockman's next target will be Captain Schmeg in the McLaren. But after that, he's got about a 4-second gap to catch up to Professor Phil, which you can see there is him in the Ferrari. They're going through turn 1. He's got the better grip. He's got the better tires there, Blockman. Towards turn 4. Captain Schmeg, no battery whatsoever to play with. To the inside goes the Mercedes, but Captain Schmeg fighting to the outside at turn 4. Blockman trying to get him here into turns 5 and 6. And he backs out. He doesn't get the move done on Captain Schmeg. Into turn 8 we go. Still stays behind. Mercedes just cannot do... He just can't do anything, it seems. It seems like he's struggling here at Bahrain. Oh, down the inside of the lockup. There from Blockman. I'll be honest, I thought that could have been worse than that. Well, that should be straightforward at least. Inside he goes on Captain Schmeg. Captain Schmeg, though, really defending hard. But unfortunately, no avail. Blockman stays in front of him, but now he's got 4.5 seconds to catch Professor Phil, but he's got a McLaren that is all over his rear trumpet. To the final corners here, back onto the main straightaway. Captain Schmeg, though, does not have any battery, but he has the rear wing open for DRS. Closes in, but not by enough to attack. Really pumping the brakes as well. I can tell on the telemetry how much he's pumping those brakes. Yeah, of course, I know compared to Blockman, Captain Schmeg does use... Oh! Goodness me. I was going to say Captain Schmeg does use ABS. I know Blockman doesn't use it. Oh my goodness me! Doesn't use anything, I was going to say. I think looked like he was on top of the curve there at turn 7. Take her easy and Harmesis battling away. That was at turns 2 and 3. Down towards turn 4, the Ferrari has the DRS, but we'll have the outside line. The Alfa Romeo has the inside line. And there is Trevor right behind. This is for the final point scoring spots of the race. Harmesis stays in front. Down the inside goes Trevor into turn 8. Goes the Alpine car. Can he get by the Alfa Romeo? He does. Good move. Meanwhile, Captain Schmeg, Blockman battling still for 6th place. He's actually closed up a little bit on Professor Phil in fairness. Gap now is 3.1 seconds. You can also see the gap between the leaders right now is 3.9. Make that 4 seconds between Rebel and Gio. Up towards turn 4 we go. Doesn't close up enough to attack, obviously. So I'll see here, battling away on Mr. Nas. Not close enough to do anything here to turn 4. Just has to stay behind, at least for now. Trevor overtaking Harmison. That is down the main straightaway towards turn 1. Oh, down the inside as well goes Take Her Easy in the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, who knows where he could have been if that wasn't for what happened with Take Her Easy at turn 12. Whether he did it. Oh no! Harmison lost the back end at mid-apex. Oh dear. Poor guy. Diesel is in the pits. He's going to get lapped. That's unfortunate there for the Aston. Blotman now has a 1.2 second margin. He's out of DRS range from Captain Schmeg. I think Captain Schmeg might have to concede, really. I don't know if he'll be able to close that gap back up. The only thing he could pray for, really, is for Blotman's tires to fall off. I'll be quite honest, I don't think he'll have the pace to keep up, but we'll wait and see what happens. Still got plenty of laps to go. Anything could happen. Yeah, amazingly, we've only had one retirement in this race, and that was because of Boa retiring the pits. Oh, that's a three-way fight here. Harmony, outside move here on Sparty here. Sparty gets a bit sandwiched. Oh, that's contact. Big time contact between Don. Oh, jeez. That could have been nasty there from Harmony and Sparty. Dearie me. That was very close to having some type of incident. Thankfully, though, no damage done there. Saucy's still trying to keep up with Mr. Nas as best he possibly can. Out of the turn 10, up towards turn 11 comes the Aston. Not by enough, obviously, to attack there into turn 11, up towards turn 12. 1 second is the margin. I think the top 3 are definitely settled from what it looks like to me. I honestly don't see Gio catching Rebel, if I'm totally honest. Unless Rebel makes a big mistake or something happens in the hands of the Codemaster Gods. But yeah, I doubt that he's gonna get like a puncture or anything like that. He's looking quite comfortable as Rebel, looking to maybe win his second race in Bahrain in a row. Like I said, he won in Formula Performance the other night. He did that in an Alfa Romeo. And right now he might be looking, also getting back-to-back wins. He did also win in Canada, got fastest lap as well. He's also, I think he's still got the fastest lap. He's still got the fastest lap. So he's looking quite handy here for this remaining part of the race. And there's Blotman now on the back of Professor Phil. It's now part 2 between these two, battling away for 5th. Although in this sort of situation, Blotman's tires might be a bit iffy, but I don't think they should be too bad, I'd say. Oh yeah, no, the grip difference is definitely night and day. Up towards turns 14 and 15. Blotman right on the back of the Ferrari, and he should be able to make an overtake here as he makes his way down the main straightaway. DRS open. Phil, though, trying to maintain his ground, but I don't think he'll do anything here into turn 1. Blotman to the inside. At turn 1, he'll get the move done. Pretty straightforward here. Phil, though, will try to counter-attack with DRS down towards turn 4. And no, he's not close. Whoa, jeez. Yep, locked up big time there into turn 4 and misses the apex. Matter of fact, also losing time to Blotman as well. He lost about quite a huge amount of time. Now the gap's over a second, thanks to the different grip levels of their tires. With Blockman on those softs still, they still look kind of decent at least. Phil trying to close up with a bit of battery, using about 20-ish% there down that back straight. Nearly 6 seconds the margin between the top two. Rebel is pulling out another commanding performance here. His yellow flies are out. Harvesters is spun. Yeah, he's had a race to forget, it seems, here too. Down in 16th place. Yeah, now the gaps, they're kind of spread out a little bit, it seems. Yeah, Jay having his own little lonely race in third. Definitely looking like he'll definitely get third place. Drag King's had a quiet race as well, in fairness. Hasn't had too much happen to him, but he's kept it out of trouble. I think this is a pretty strong race for Drag King's standards, really. Yeah, not a bad race from him at Bahrain. Blockman, though, pretty sure fifth. I know he would want more than that, but I think with fifth, he could be happy with where he is. Not a total loss, but yeah, maybe not to his standards. Captain Schmeg, though, yeah, he's had a bit of he had a strong qualified in third. He wasn't far from pole either. He was only 2/10 off of Rebel's time. But then whatever happened to him at turns 2 and 3 on the second lap, what really made the difference that made the straw broke the camel's back for him in this race. Well, yeah, if he can, he'll probably just try to keep it. I would probably get 6 if he could get close to Professor Phil. He's not that far away from him. In fairness, neither is Phil. Well, Phil's only about 1.8 seconds behind. And honestly, I don't think I see Bloodman's tires fading anytime soon. Rebel, though, has had such a commanding lead, though, a 6.8 second lead. And it's still increasing. Yeah, it definitely tells me those soft tires, they pretty much mean no bounce. Yellows are out again. Diesel is spun. Oh no. Or was that Saucy? No, it was Saucy that spun. Sorry, Ron Aston Martin. Had a bit of a moment at turns 2 and 3. He's also low on fuel. I see on the fuel icon. You know what? Let me look at everyone's fuel gauges. Everyone seems okay in terms of fuel. So, yeah. Not a total loss. Captain Schmeg now on the back of Professor Phil. Here to turn 11 and 12 we go. I think Phil's not done with any battling just yet. He's got another car to battle with. Up towards turn 13. On to the penultimate lap of this race. And really, I think this is the only battle we've got on track between these two. Schmeg will get DRS down towards turn 1. You know, open the rear wing, close in by just a bit. Not by enough though to attack. A little bit of a luck up there from Phil. Not much of an age difference on the tires, about 1 lap old between the two. Up towards turn 4. Again, not close enough for Phil to do any, for Captain Schmeg to do anything. Through 5, 6, 7. Saw him use a lot of the curves there as well. Missing the apex there at turn 8. Definitely will cost them a bit of time. Down to third. Rebel will start the final lap of this race here. When what has been pretty much a flawless drive from him, hasn't put a foot wrong so far. He's just got about another 3.3 miles to go. And once that's done, he'll get another race win, his second of the season. The second in a row as well. Down the main straight we go. DRS wide open for Captain Schmeg. He's gonna get towards Phil, I should say. Phil covers the inside. Phil breaks late. Oh, there's contact! That's contact between him and Phil! Ooh, that's close. I don't think Captain Schmeg would be too pleased about that. Phil still keeps the spot. Oh, as Captain Schmeg tries to go around the outside. There to turn 4. Through 6, 7. Up towards 8. Yeah, he can't do much of anything, it seems. But meanwhile, back to the race leader, who has saved up a lot of battery as well. He's going to go push for another fastest lap attempt. Rebel has got just one more corner to negotiate. A flawless, commanding drive from the Red Bull driver. Rebel will take the flag and win the Bahrain Grand Prix by nearly 11 seconds. What a big, big margin. Almost the exact same margin he did the other night. Meanwhile, these two still battling away. Gio gets second, as Jay will get third as well. Fireworks going off. Drag King fourth. Blockman will finish in fifth. Oh, contact! Oh, there's more contact! Oh my goodness! Phil and Captain Schmeg making contact at turn 14 and 15. Oh dear, I don't know exactly what led up to it, but there was definitely contact between those two at the final corner. So that'll be the result. 6th and 7th then for those two. Subfalime 8th, Nazin 9th. And Saucy rounds it all off. And someone's got yellow flags out in the somewhere. Country Dawn in 10th, Saucy 11th, Sparty 12th, Harmony 13th. Trevor will finish in 14th, still battling away with Take Her Easy. Should be able to keep their spots. There you go. Done and dusted. Wow. Well, there you go. That is the Bahrain Grand Prix right there. Country Dawn Driver of the Day. We'll take a look at his progress by the time we get to the next screen. But for now, it is victory for the Red Bull driver of Rebel, who pretty much led almost from start to finish. Got pole, passed the lap, didn't lead every lap though. That's the only thing he didn't do. But what a commanding drive he had. Gio gets second and third is Jay. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Didn't have a foot wrong in that race at all. But yeah, that was a performance and a half for Rebel. There is your unofficial results of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Rebel winning by 11 seconds to Gio, finishing in P2. Jay will finish in P3. Drag King P4. Blockman P5. Professor Phil P6. Captain Schmeg P7. Subfaline P8. Nazin 9th. Country Dawn 10th. Saucy. Sparty Harmony. Trevor. Take Her Easy. Harmacist. Dirty Diesel. And Black Bola. Unfortunately, is the only retirement of the race. But yeah. Rebel seems like someone is gonna be someone that's gonna be tough to beat, I reckon, in this championship. He has really been on top of his game, it seems like, after the whole weekend at Bahrain. Wow. Won it by almost that exact same margin at Formula Performance. Oops. There we go. Yeah, and does the exact same thing again tonight. Yeah, no, he just did not put a foot wrong at all. Yeah, Gio just did not have any answers to him at all. But yeah, well done to you, Rebel. Congratulations to Gio as well for P2. Jay, quiet race overall, but yeah, in the end, P3. I'm sure you'll be happy with a podium. Yeah. But I think we'll wrap it all up here. Yeah, it's Bahrain. And yeah, until then, I have been K997. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you once again for round 4 of the championship at the Jeddah Corniche Circuit for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Hopefully that one will be a little bit more interesting. But until then, everybody, it's goodbye, and thank you for watching.